had a few friends and a couple strangers asked me to do a video on the base here. I'll just kind of give you so that's our wall that we put up. It's a pretty simple little wall. It just, kind of goes down the edge of it. And then this is our tower to defend it. Usually we just do Bradleys here. Now, this is only our second wipe, so don't be too critical. So we'll sit out here and shoot Bradleys and stuff. We've got plenty of honeycomb to do that. On the ground floor, we have a standard shotgun. Of course, this is where we keep the vendors. Mostly just sell bread. We have a 3-car garage, but we really would use the camper for, if we need a portable base. And looks like I need, I'm going to have to reconnect the power on these. But we're last couple of days of the wipe, so don't think I care for that. Actually, you need to knock that thing off because the power is off. Turn the power off, but hook up the vendors. So this is the foundry section where we turn crude oil into low-grade fuel. We've got a few of them. You just throw stuff into the input container, and it ends up going out the output container when everything's done. And if you like drop boxes, I have them regularly. You just take, whatever it is that you think you don't need anymore, just throw it up in the air, and it gets sicked up. It'll be up the top of the hill here in a bit. I guess if I'm just doing a tour of this direction, that's one of the ovens. I just use that so I can connect it to, like with this one and these, just connect it to all the other ovens. They're all baking bread. We need a lot of bread. And as you can see, there's plenty of forges. Right now we can nearly process ore fast enough to keep up with the virtual quarries. You can see there's quite a bit of ore in here. We need to keep up with it. And these are upgraded, not fully. We don't really need any more wood. But these are fully upgraded. And of course they run through all of these pipes here. These 3 here run the other room. These 3 here run this room. And these 3 run all of those. So that's 9 of them pumping stuff out. And then I think there's 9 of them pumping stuff back out again. So it goes really fast from the in to the out. This was the bee room, but we've already disassembled the bees, so that's fun to see in there right now. That's our wall of switches, so we know what's active and what's going through what refrigerator and all that. Speaking of refrigerators, if you throw raw meat in here, it gets cooked here. Automatically, if you throw it in anything, anywhere, it'll always end up in the right bins. Got a lot of bins here. I don't think anybody wants to see a lot of refrigerators. Although our horses are kind of fun. Honestly, this is my favorite room. Is the horse room. Now it does kind of have a secret exit. I was trying to get by on just a few of these composters, but it's having a hard time keeping up. I wanted to have everything done before the end of the wipe. So I made a room of composters. And I guess that's all the side sections. I guess I can show you the main building here. Well, here's the chickens and the water system. Plenty of water. Here's our lake. We have that over there also, but we don't use nearly as much space here. This leads to the farm that I'll show you here in a moment. So here's the TC. That's my room. Nothing fancy. I don't spend much time in there, but I need a bed. We've been growing wheat and occasionally something else. I have it set up to always make sure there's wheat in every bed, and if there's other stuff, it'll appear in here occasionally too. It automatically puts 5,400 wheat in all the ovens, which gives me about 4 hours worth of baking and produces bread. So you'll find that not just these, but also this one. This one. And what does that is all of these send wheat out. Got tired of waiting for the wheat to arrive. When you're asking for 5,400 wheat at 60 seconds, that takes a while to load. So that multiplexed all that in and really pushes some wheat through. A shortcut, you can just look here if there's bread, that means there's, and I think we're pulling the wheat from here. Still have plenty of wheat. And when we're done baking it, the bread ends up here. Still has some Animal Farm, which are really cool. I can't wait to figure out how to do that someday instead of the horses. But until I figure that out, I guess I'm making sure I have horses for the manure. So I guess that's the ground floor. The second floor has some additional baking areas. These are not set up automatically to load, so you can do other things in it. One of my favorite rooms in the whole place. You don't need the gun, don't need the lights. Nice and warm, dry off, unless you're standing next to the wall. Anyway, so I put seeds in here. It runs through that entire farm, and it turns into bread. It comes through here, and then I ship it downstairs. But it also produces other stuff, like fibers and whatnot. So those go to this microwave, which also go downstairs. And then this table's not hooked up, but sometimes we will do other food here. I really enjoy these chairs, but I don't think I'm going to be using them next week. I like the lounge chairs better. Mainly because if you fall asleep in one of these, it just dumps you on the floor. That's my roommate Larry. He's been doing some recycling, and he's eating a bunch of wheat so we get seeds. This is our wall, which tells us what's happening. These 10 up here The first one tells you if there's stuff going into the smelter right now, or there's not, because I didn't throw anything in there, otherwise it would. Second saying if there's stuff coming out, and then you know, the rocks, the eggs, the seeds. The next row is there food? Is there have we created wheat? Have we finished bread? Have we made any horse dung? And is the fertilizer? So you see the fertilizer light keeps coming on. That means the horses have done their work, and that room full of composters has done its work. This wipe, I figured out how to use these RF receivers, so I can do a lot of things now without having to be, you know, right there on it or having to run really long extension cords. So my intention is for the next wipe to do even more of that. But it's kind of hard to, I just learned that this time. So next wipe, I'm going to build that in. Speaking of stuff to build in, you see how the light comes on automatically when you're in the area, and it goes off as you leave it. I think I'm going to do that to a lot of the base. Let's see. So that's our shop area, you know, all the major stuff. This is our vault area. We've got stuff comes in here. It ends up in one of these boxes. This is the stuff we don't have a filter for. It's just for that it's still moving through the system. The stuff will come in here for a little while, and then if it's you know, weapons and guns, it gets moved into here, and then peeled back off into one of the other boxes if it's not going to be used. So if it's weapons and it's not going to be used, it runs through one of these pipes, which runs it into the recycler. Each of these pipes going to the recycler comes from a, you know, a different kind of thing that we don't need, which leaves us with guns and armor and all the stuff we do need in these fun boxes. And the stuff we don't need ends up, originally I'll check the dead man's chest and make sure we strap all the weapons and end up here. But it can literally fill all these recycles. So if we're out raiding all day, we can fill up several boxes worth of junk. But all the good stuff will be saved where it needs to be saved. And, you know, if we need resources, we got resources. We got a lot of stone. Do not know what we're going to do with that much stone. All the different resources. I find it interesting, you know, that this particular servers, we got Playboys and creepy comics and all sorts of things to turn in for economics. We're on the Rusting Away server. I enjoy it over here. It's PVE. For the most part, it's really good. I like the admin over here. We've got a good set of mods. This is our operations room. This is an active drop box, even though there's no hopper on it. Keep some extra kits in here, level 3. These to control the drones and to see the different cameras all throughout. And we've taken out an awful lot of flying aircraft. Last time I got removed, several bases got removed, and helicopters have not hurt this base. For some reason, too many SAM sites is not a bad strategy. I know it's too many SAM sites. You can tell me, oh, they're going to hurt your own buildings. Yeah, I know. I have to repair every single day because I didn't do it right. But honestly, these things here work pretty good. But if you put a turret anywhere near them, they'll destroy the turret. So I think you've pretty much seen the whole base now. I do have this other cool room that came with the, this is the door into the back, and so I could do maintenance and wiring. I do have this other cool building that I did not build. It's the helicopter pad. And I'm sure you've already seen this room. I'm just going to show you where it is so you remember. That's what it looks like in the daylight. That's all the bread and the ore being cooked. So this is, I think, is a neat looking building. We had some plans for it, but as the wife goes on, you know, I got that one opening automatically for us. There's not much we do in here except for ride the bicycle in circles. Okay, lots of fun. Well, moderate fun. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. We've got the there's our base. I don't know how else to show it to you. People said do a YouTube video. I don't know what else you want to see. Maybe I could crash a helicopter. I'm not a real good helicopter pilot. But maybe that'll give us a good ending, and you'll be able to see kind of the layout of the place. So there it is. Oh no, I missed. Told you I was not a real good pilot. I don't know how to see where I'm going to land, but I think this is about right. Nope. Oh no, there it goes. Oh no. Oh, get away from a helicopter. So anyway, that's our base. It's our second wipe. I can't wait to see what happens on the next wipe.